So I've done a couple of videos on different warm-ups that you can do, am I warming up the right way, and a really quick 5-minute warm-up for the vocal cords, but I haven't yet done how to wake up your system before a warm-up, so this is it. I usually start with tongue exercises. I have a video on tongue exercises which you can have a look at, I've linked it in the description. So that's usually what I do first, and it just wakes up the tongue, not only to strengthen it as well, but to keep it independent from the jaw, which is really important, and I've explained in some of my other videos why that's important. If you haven't seen those yet, do go back and have a look. And so the rest is about waking up the system. Have a look at my posture video. Once you've got your posture sorted, then you're ready to go. After the tongue exercises, my main thing to wake up is my core and my breath. These are incredibly linked, so really trying to make sure that you're warming up actively. I've said this in my other warm-up videos, rather than passively and just going through the motions. So I'll usually start with a hand, with my thumb on my tummy button and my hand below here, and this just really gets me to think, is my core actually working? I like to start with fricative consonants. You can have a look at my consonants video to figure out what those are. Things like v, zh, zzz. These ones naturally engage the core a little bit, but again, you still have to be active with it. So I'll start really low in my range, nice and comfortable. And so you can hopefully see what I'm doing here, you can see what's happening with the core. So you'll see just under my thumb I'm pulling in, and that's how we want to breathe. So when I'm breathing out and making that sound, that then that's pulling in. And down here is feeling quite static. I feel like the muscles are pushing out against my fingers. This really shows me that the core is working in the right way. If you can't really feel anything down there, another hand position you can use is on the sides there, above your hip bone. So again, in the middle, up to about here, you should feel a pull in, but right at the sides, you should feel almost a pushing out against your hands. And these you can wake up your range nice and slowly. It is possible to push from the throat on these consonants, so make sure you're really feeling that core working. Everything's got to go through that. And that should really wake up your system nicely. I then go on to buzzing lips, for example. That's a really nice one to do, because a lot of the time if your core isn't engaged properly, then the buzzing lips don't work. They'll just and you'll make that sound and look really stupid. So, like I just did. It's up to you how long you want to spend doing those kinds of things. I usually spend a couple of minutes doing tongue exercises. I get my posture sorted, I do this for a couple of minutes, then I go on to the normal vocal exercises. I would suggest trying to do a couple of those things before choir rehearsals, before practices. Again, it's waking up the system. So those of you that don't like warm-ups and think, oh, I don't need to vocally warm up, that's fine. You do need to wake up the system. It's exactly like going and exercising. If you don't warm up the muscles that you're going to be using, you can end up doing them a bit of damage along the way. So they are quite important. Hope that's helpful.